Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cjam, and in this video we're going to be discussing every single piece of Marvel content, whether it's movies or TV shows on Disney Plus, that's coming this year. So let's start off with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange 2, that's coming out May 6th, 2022, and it got pushed back from March to May. Initially it was supposed to come out in March, but the story is the continuation of the multiverse story that's being told. Well, the plan was to tell the story from WandaVision to Spider-Man No Way Home to Multiverse of Madness, right? But it got changed a little bit. But it's still the multiverse story, obviously, Multiverse of Madness, that we're going to be seeing following Spider-Man No Way Home. And spoilers for No Way Home if you haven't seen it. The multiverse was burst wide open in that movie. So it's gone to madness, as the Doctor Strange title says, and I'm so excited for what they're going to be doing. There's a lot of reshoots going on right now, to add cameos to the movie, more multiverse cameos. Movies go through reshoots all the time, right? So they have principal filming and then it wraps, and then they have a schedule set time where they want to come back and reshoot stuff. If they tweak the script, if they tested what they shot and it didn't work well, they come back to reshoot stuff and add more context to stuff. But a lot of that is going on right now for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, specifically to add more multiverse cameos. And some of those cameos that I'm excited for are like Tom Cruise Iron Man. These are rumors at this moment. The legacy Fantastic Four characters, from the 2005 and the 2007 Fantastic Four movie. Legacy X-Men characters like Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman, and Professor X, Patrick Stewart. Because with the multiverse, the possibilities are endless. We saw in No Way Home how they brought back the two other Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, via the multiverse. So think big, think endlessly when you're thinking about Multiverse of Madness that's coming out this May. And there'll be multiple versions of characters. We were introduced to variants from the Loki TV series on Disney Plus, and based off of the trailer alone that we saw, the teaser that we saw for Doctor Strange at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, we know that there will be at least two versions of Doctor Strange, or main Doctor Strange, and a live action version of the one that is most likely from the What If animated series. And there'll also be a third one who's called Defender Strange, and we'll probably have multiple versions of Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. I hear she may be a villain of the movie after we saw her get her redemption in her own WandaVision TV series. That's going to be very exciting. And I hear, well, as of recording this video, I know she'll be, I don't want to say offing some people, but she'll be a villain at the point of recording this video. I don't know if they're going to change it, but based on what I'm reading, like, Wanda isn't playing around and she's trying to find her children. We saw that at the end of WandaVision. And let me say this, Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, the actor that plays Doctor Strange, is about to be the biggest star in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's about to be the new leader of the Avengers, is what I'm thinking, with how he's positioned in all of these movies. And he's about to be the new, like, Robert Downey Jr., who is like the face of the MCU. And for me, Multiverse of Madness is my most anticipated film for 2022. What do you guys think? I'm so excited for this movie. I cannot wait to see how they treat this multiverse story and the cameos that we'll get. It's so exciting. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And coming in July 8th, as a matter of fact, 2022, is going to be Thor Love and Thunder, the direct sequel to Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Endgame, obviously, where we last saw Thor. And Thor is going to be the first of the big three. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the first of the big three Avengers who we got introduced to. He's going to be the first one to get 4 movies. Captain America and Iron Man got a trilogy, and he's going to be the first one to get a 4th film. So that's really exciting for Chris Hemsworth and the Thor character for us Marvel fans. And the story is going to be following Gore the God Butcher and just to give you a quick rundown of who he is. He's the God Butcher, obviously. He's going to be trying to take out people like Thor because they're gods, right? Small God. And we're also going to be seeing Zeus, played by Russell Crowe. That's a rumor as of right now. And I can't remember if it's confirmed, but Russell Crowe should be in this movie as Zeus. And you know, Zeus is also a god, right? So I'm assuming he's gonna be a victim of Gore. I'm sure they're only using Russell Crowe in this movie because he's gonna get killed by Gore, right? And we're also gonna have the story of Jane Foster Thor. In the comics, Jane Foster came down with cancer, unfortunately, and she became Thor. But I believe every time she became Thor, it was killing her more, or it was something of the sort. But she had really bad cancer, and then she became Thor. So they're gonna be doing that storyline, the Jane Foster Thor, the Gore the God Butcher storyline, and they're also gonna be featuring Guardians of the Galaxy in the beginning of this movie, because they're picking up right where we left off in Avengers Endgame, where Thor flew off into space with the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, when he was chubby Thor. So there's going to be a lot going on in this movie, but I'm really excited about it. Thor is one of my favorite MCU characters. Are you excited? Let me know what you guys think. And I'm also excited about his new suit. It's going to be gold and blue based off of the leaks that I saw online. Can't show them here, obviously, because they're leaks. But once it's officially released, then I'll probably share them with you guys on social media. But what do you guys think about this new Thor movie that's coming up? I'm super excited. And then on November 11th, 2022, 2 days before my birthday, following the hugely successful first movie, we're going to be getting, or we should be getting, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2, and it's going to feature Namor the Submariner, who is like Aquaman. It's also going to feature Atlantis. I don't know if he's going to be a villain or an anti-hero, but he's the new exciting character that's supposed to be coming in this sequel. And the difficult thing about thinking about this movie is Chadwick Boseman's tragic passing. We can't have a Black Panther discussion, a Black Panther 2 discussion, without talking about Chadwick Boseman. And it's just so unfortunate because the way they treated the character and set up the character, the way Chadwick Boseman played King T'Challa, you know, seeing him from Captain America Civil War to his own movie to Infinity War and Endgame, it's just such a rich legacy. So seeing this movie without Chadwick Boseman is going to be difficult for a lot of fans, especially for me because I'm a huge fan of Chadwick Boseman. But the legacy must continue. The series, the series of films, the Black Panther films, must go on. And based off what I'm hearing, based off of the reports about the movie, there's going to be a funeral for T'Challa in the beginning of this movie, and it's going to be more of a celebration of his life as a king, and it's also going to be a celebration of Chadwick Boseman and his legacy. So it's going to be like Marvel honoring Chadwick Boseman, the person, and T'Challa, the character who he was playing. And they made a vow that they wouldn't recast the character of T'Challa, right? They wouldn't recast Chadwick Boseman with a different actor, and at the time that was fine. So now they're gonna be making Shuri the new Black Panther, you know, played by Letitia Wright. She became the Black Panther in the comics, so they're pretty much on point with how they're doing this story in light of Chadwick Boseman's passing. But Letitia Wright, Shuri, has been injured on the set. I think she was injured last year in August, if I'm not mistaken, and they had to stop filming, and she didn't come back until about October last year. I'm not sure if those are the exact dates, but they didn't reveal what kind of injury she got, but she sustained injuries on set and she had to be taken to the hospital. And as well, I think they had to shut down filming. If it wasn't in December, it was some other time late last year or early January, but they had to shut down filming again because of the same injuries that she sustained. So it's seeming like the injury that she got on set was pretty serious. And they're also having some issues with her and her anti-vax statements about the vaccine. we're in the pandemic and all of that, which is her choice on what she wants to do. It's her choice if she wants to take the vaccine or not, but it's causing a lot of problems for the production of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and it's also causing Marvel a lot of problems. So that in itself is a serious problem, because right now, as of making this video, the production is still paused on Black Panther 2. They started filming again, but no, it's paused based off what I'm reading online. So it's really turning out to be a little bit of a sour situation, and I can't imagine Letitia Wright being okay with all of this. They were all friends with Chadwick Boseman. She didn't plan on this. Nobody planned on this, but it's just a real sticky situation. So my concern now is, will this movie make its date of November 2022? Marvel cannot have any more delays, because if this movie gets delayed, right, or if this movie isn't done right, it's gonna leave a bad taste in people's mouth. And if it gets delayed, as I was saying earlier, then all of the films, because it's coming at the tail end of 2022, all of the films that are coming out in 2023 will get delayed as well. And what's also interesting about Black Panther 2 coming out in November this year is that it's gonna feature Namor the Submariner, as I mentioned earlier, right? Who is basically Aquaman in the Marvel universe. And Aquaman 2 should be coming out in December of this year. So those two movies are coming out pretty close to each other with somewhat of a lot of similarities. So one of those movies are going to have to move to give breathing room between the two. That way they can both make a good chunk of money at the box office. In the past, Marvel has proven that they don't move from their dates. Everybody else has to bow down to Marvel's release date. So will DC move Aquaman? We'll just have to wait and see. So what do you guys think about Black Panther 2, Black Panther Wakanda Forever? To me, I just want it to be as good or even better than the first one. Will it meet its release date? Will it get delayed because of all that's going on? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And now we're over to the Disney Plus TV shows. Let me tell you this. Marvel has been feeding us with these Disney Plus shows, from WandaVision to Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Loki and What If and Hawkeye. That's what, 5 series we got in 2021. We are definitely eating as Marvel fans. And Moon Knight, Marvel's Moon Knight, will feature Oscar Isaac playing the lead character of Moon Knight. He's basically Marvel's Batman, to give you a little bit of context, but his suit is white, right? And he gets his powers from some ancient Egyptian moon gods, I believe, something of the sort. But the person the person that is Moon Knight, he has this dissociative identity disorder in the form of multiple personalities. So it will be interesting to see how Marvel explores that. Will that cause him to do stuff that he doesn't remember? Will that cause him to do stuff that he regrets, because he has multiple personalities? I'm interested to see how they will handle that, and it should be as intense, as gritty as the Netflix Daredevil series, in terms of violence and language, but it should be coming out on Disney Plus. So it will be interesting to see how Disney and Marvel handles that, right? And I say Disney because Disney own Marvel, and the platform is Disney Plus, and that's where it's coming out on. So it will be interesting to see how they handle that dynamic, because Disney has been known to be a family-centric brand, right? So that would be cool to see how they really manage that, if they go all out or if they just hold back some of the intensity. And we haven't exactly found out when Moon Knight is coming out on Disney Plus, but I know they're doing a lot of reshoots right now as well, right? And next we have She-Hulk, which follows Jennifer Walters, who is the cousin of Hulk, Bruce Banner, played by Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black. And the She-Hulk series is rumored to feature a lot of different Hulks, like Abomination, who we saw in Shang-Chi, Red Hulk possibly is going to feature a lot of Hulks. And my only concern for that is, with all the Hulks being in the movie, we know that the Hulk, Bruce Banner the Hulk, when he's the Hulk, it's a fully CG character, right? She-Hulk is going to be the same thing. Abomination, same thing. If there are other Hulks in this movie, it's going to be the same thing. So my biggest concern is, about the CGI. Will these Hulks look good on this She-Hulk show? Because when we've seen Hulk in the Marvel movies thus far, he hasn't been like the main character, or he hasn't been Hulk all the time. We mostly see him in between Hulk and Bruce Banner, and that's a movie. You know they have the budget to really spend the CG on Hulk to be Hulk, like in Avengers Endgame when he was Smart Hulk for most of that movie, you know, Professor Hulk. So I'm really concerned about the CGI in the She-Hulk series, and I really hope they pull it off. But it's Marvel, so we have faith in them. And then in summer 2022, we should be getting the Miss Marvel Disney Plus series, following Kamala Khan, played by Eman Vellani, and it's Marvel's first Muslim lead character. And it will tie into the Marvels, the movie coming out in 2023, which is basically Captain Marvel 2. She will be in the Marvels, and obviously Miss Marvel is a teenager, right? She idolizes Captain Marvel, as well as Monica Rambeau will be in the Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, in 2023. Monica Rambeau, you know, we met her in WandaVision, played by Teyana Parrish, and her powers were changed from the comics, right, and the TV shows. In the comics, she has powers like Mr. Fantastic. She can like embiggen her limbs and stretch her limbs a little bit, but in this TV show they'll be giving her more like Green Lantern powers, right, where the energy will form around her fists or something of the sort. So it's gonna be changed a little bit, and I'm assuming, and also based off of what I've heard, it's just to differentiate her from Mr. Fantastic, because we're going to be getting a new Fantastic Four soon in the MCU. I cannot wait. So I guess they're just doing that to make her different from Mr. Fantastic, right? And then closing off 2022 is the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Obviously it's going to be holiday centric, Christmas centric, coming out at the end of this year. And they're going to be filming it late this year while they're filming the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, no, actually Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has started filming, my bad. So they're going to be filming the holiday special while they're filming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And that's going to be coming out at the end of this year. And it's going to tie into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is coming out in 2023. So that's what? 4 TV shows we're getting this year from Marvel. Trust me, Marvel is not holding back on the content. So that's everything Marvel for 2022. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think about all of these. What are you most excited for? I'm interested to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Cjam, and I will see you guys in the next review.